So if we can do this in the month of Ramadan, where Allah Azza wa Jalla is training us, He is training us to become pious, to stay away from that which is only haram, but also to stay away from that which is a basic necessity of our existence, of our life, which is food. Then definitely, when Ramadan finishes, it should be much easier for us to stay away from that which is haram. This is the root that we all need to keep in our mind. The root of our Ramadan is our taqwa. And if we want to continue growing after Ramadan, we need to have taqwa in us. Yes, a lot of times we might say, Sheikh, you're giving us an advice. Where is some practical things that I can implement? What can I do to hold on to this iman, to hold on to this taqwa? And I mentioned in my Jummah khutbah last week here, mashallah, and I'll mention it again over here, inshallah, because a reminder is always a benefit. That Imam Sahal at-Tasturi, rahimahullah, he mentions 4 major points. How many points? 4 major points. That if we keep this in mind, that root of iman will be in us. 4 points. And they're very simple. They're not complicated at all. He mentions that a person will not reach the reality of faith, of iman, until he has these 4 qualities in him. And inshallah we'll end there, as I get ijazah from the admins, inshallah. The first is performing fara'id with sunnah. We make sure that every single salat that we are praying, it is not that we just pray the fard. We also pray the sunnah with it as well. A lot of times, some brothers may have experienced, or some sisters that may experience, that when they don't give their importance to sunnah, a time will come when they will not give importance to the fara'id. So that is why Imam Tasturi is saying that if you want to keep that faith strong, you want to keep your iman strong, you want to have taqwa, even after Ramadan, you need to have your fara'id with your sunnah, inshaAllah ta'ala. So all of us will make that goal, right? The first goal is we keep our fara'id with our sunnah, inshaAllah ta'ala. Now, one important point from this. I want to reflect every single point that Imam Tasturi is saying onto Ramadan. That way we can see that Allah Azza wa Jalla has trained us to continue on doing this application outside of Ramadan. So in Ramadan, one of the biggest fard that we were fulfilling was fasting, right? And that requires the whole day to do it, and every single day. So we are submitting to Allah Azza wa Jalla in our fast. And it's a difficult task, a lot more difficult than praying salah. So in that case and scenario, it should not be difficult for us to pray our fara'id with our sunnah. The same way we were trained to fast every day in Ramadan, we should be also strong enough to pray our fara'id with our sunnah. The second point is eating halal food with caution. Right? Nowadays we see everywhere halal signs. But we need to make sure this is exactly halal, to the level that we even see a certificate. And we were able to handle it in Ramadan. Why? Because we had food in front of us. We controlled our appetite. So if you can control our appetite in Ramadan and not eat food, the same way we can control our appetite when we say, maybe this is halal, let me eat it. Bismillah, Allah. It doesn't work like that. The third thing, staying away from that which Allah Azza wa Jalla has prohibited you from staying from. In the month of Ramadan, alhamdulillah, many of us stayed away from sins. From listening to music, from sitting with bad company, coming to the masjid. So the same exact way outside of Ramadan, we should do the same. And last is to be patient and steadfast until death. The same way you were praying Taraweeh and you were so patient every day waiting for all the raka'at to finish, is the same way that you should live your life afterwards, where it's going to be hard, but we have to push ourselves to the end. And then when you finish with 20 rakat, you feel happy. The same way when you finish with your amal, you'll be happy. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq that we can implement these four major things after the month of Ramadan. Jazakumullah khair wa akhidan alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. Before we do start the Eid Salah, should we give a quick background on the Eid Salah? It's getting late. So the Salah is first. I'm sure everyone knows. So I'll just quickly give a description. There's 3 takbirat. So when the Imam starts, the first is takbir al-tahrim. Then we do 3 takbirs. I'll give the first raka'at. And the second raka'at, I will start qiraat, right? So before I go to ruku', I will say Allahu Akbar once, Allahu Akbar a second time, Allahu Akbar the third time, and the fourth one, I'm going to go to ruku'. After that, when I'm done, I will give the khutbah, and after the khutbah, we're all done, inshaAllah ta'ala. Jazakumullah khair. So all the brothers are requested, we stand, right? Everyone stands, move forward. Inshallah, we'll start the salah. And after the salah, we'll have the khutbah. Don't forget the khutbah. The khutbah comes after. And everyone, inshallah, can give each other the Eid Mubarak. Inshallah, they can let us know in the back that if they're ready. Good? Okay, inshallah. Bismillah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين ألم يأن للذين آمنوا أن تخشع قلوبهم لذكر الله أن تخشع قلوبهم لذكر الله وما نزل من الحق ولا يكونوا كالذين أوتوا الكتاب من قبل فطال عليهم الأمد فقست قلوبهم وكثير منهم فاسقون اعلموا أن الله يحيي الأرض بعد موتها قد بينا لكم الآيات لعلكم تعقلون الله أكبر سمع الله لمن حمده الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. ذلك اليوم الحق فمن شاء اتخذ إلى ربه مآبا إنا أنذرناكم عذابا قريبا يوم ينظر المرء ما قدمت يداه ويقول الكافر يا ليتني كنت ترابا. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله. الله أكبر. الله أكبر. لا إله إلا الله والله أكبر ولله الحمد. الحمد لله رب العالمين.